Hello, everyone. Marie Burns here. Since we are in the gift giving season of the year, I thought it would be fun to talk a little bit about gift ideas from grandparents. I know myself personally, I've evolved over the years in my thinking around gift giving to children as well as grandchildren. Perhaps you found yourself in that same situation. It is a blessing that many times our grandchildren don't need anything that their parents can't already provide for them. Our children are often better off than we were at their age, right? For which we should also be thankful, but it sure makes it harder for Mimi or whatever your grandma name is to come up with gift ideas, doesn't it? I know I am a lifelong learner, as I find many grandparents are as well. We love to learn new things. We find it exciting to discover information about all kinds of aspects of life and maybe even enjoy that opportunity occasionally with our grandchildren when those teachable moments come along to hopefully instill in them that same lifelong love for learning. So, when our grandchildren first came along, my initial thought was, oh, we're going to find some ways to stimulate brain development and help them become confident, capable, and maybe even enthusiastic lifelong learners themselves. So things like colorful and engaging infant toys, the latest learning gadgets for all ages, or the gift of music in many forms were often on my list of gift ideas. And sometimes those nostalgic classic gifts, basic things, jump ropes, tinker toys, favorite classic books were also common purchases. In order to get those items, though, I eventually came to cringe at the thought of walking through toy aisles where everything looked so cheaply made, even if it wasn't what I was looking for, or even scrolling online, since I really don't like shopping in general. Then I remembered how differently my children, when they were younger, valued stuff when it was their own money that they were spending, when we gave them some cash for gift spending or otherwise, maybe allowance as young children. So for a while, we switched to giving cash to the adult children, since our grandchildren are preschool age, and let them pick what they need or want themselves. And no one has to do with returns or polite thank yous, was my thinking. But then I rarely learned what the gift purchase ended up being. And sometimes feared it all ended up in a pot of money that had just been lumped with other bills and expenses. So, not the treat yourself idea, right, that I had in mind. Though if that's what they needed, then I guess that served a purpose too. Financially, if you value and can help with providing a college education with your gift dollars, that may be something of interest. And there's two main ways grandparents can help their children or grandchildren. You can always pay tuition costs directly. That's one way to the school. Or secondly, you can contribute to what's known as a 529 plan. If you choose to pay the school directly, that does not count toward an annual gift exclusion amount, which this year in the United States is $16,000 per person per year. That reduces your estate and it's not taxable to the student. Or if you're contributing to a 529 plan, that's gotten so much easier and much more flexible over the years. That can be another money gift idea. To me, a 529 contribution really exemplifies our belief in the value of education and directs the monetary gift to that specific purpose. And now electronic deposits via an email invitation or a website login is really easy for parents to set up and often can be a win-win-win for the grandparents, the parents, and the grandchildren. Although I still like to have just a little small gift for the grandchild to open, just as another reminder that Mimi and Papa are thinking about them. So there's no right or wrong in gift giving to children or grandchildren. It's certainly a very personal decision based on your situation. So we've eventually, I think, over the years evolved to experience giving. A gift certificate for a concert, tickets to a local event, or Groupons for a fun family activity would be examples. I'm more of a believer in the impact of making memories versus accumulating things. And I found that sharing experiences is really more reflective of those kinds of family values. And now, with our children and grandchildren strewn all across the country, we've kind of evolved to shared vacations then that we can help provide to becoming more of a preference for all of us. At a basic level, this whole idea of gift giving is part of our own personal finance journey. Our spending plan, especially as we are near or in retirement, needs to include our decisions about our gift plan. We may ride a fine line in retirement, especially between wanting and being able to be generous, and then how generous, because we also don't want to end up being a financial burden and make sure that we don't run out of money ourselves. If we had only known earlier in life some of the personal finance lessons that we may have learned the hard way. That lament is exactly what's motivated me to compile some money checklists. You can check out the link below that are related to various life events. So there's some great gift ideas for youth as well as adults of all ages and all stages of life. If you're interested in sharing money tips that you wish you coulda, shoulda, woulda known sooner. And the one possibly most helpful for us Mimis, a checklist for retirement, I'll be kicking off in January. I invite you to make some comments below to share what's been your gift giving journey and what have you come to find works best for you. Let's share our experiences with our community.